The EFWA enables women to enter the accounting profession and empowers them to achieve equal opportunities and equal rewards.
Sandra Richtereyer is the Dean of the Manning School of Business at the University of Massachusetts Lowell, and a fine university that did not accept me, which I did not hold against you. And also, Sandy, is it true that you got your undergrad in MIS and accounting from the University of Wyoming? Is that correct?
That's correct. Yep.
And because you're an overachiever, a master's degree in MIS from the University of Colorado.
Yep.
And then an MBA from the University of Colorado.
Right.
And then a PhD in accounting from the University of Colorado.
Yes. So I'm a triple buff. That's for the Colorado Buffaloes.
Triple threat. And I know also that Sandra is an active author and speaker and super volunteer and an amazing list of things in industry and the community. It's very impressive. And just to pick one to highlight is an IMA Global Board member. And it's my honor to get to speak with you anytime, but certainly today. Thank you for doing this.
Well, thank you so much. This is great.
Sandra, I'm going to get right into it. Question number one, how and when did you get involved with the EFWA?
Well, great question. I can't believe I've been involved for so many years. In 2007, a colleague of mine that served with me on the IMA Foundation for Applied Research, which is now called the IMA Research Foundation. I worked with her for 3 years, and we worked very closely together and found that we had a common passion for helping other women pursue accounting degrees and ways to get into the profession. And she told me about this group that she'd been involved with for several years and asked me if I'd be interested in learning more. And I did. I learned more. I went to the first board meeting. I think I went as an observer the first time and just saw the passion and the excitement that the board members had to help women prepare for careers in accounting. So I was all in.
Sandra, what is something that you enjoy about being on the board of the EFWA?
What I love about it is it's got a very focused mission. I feel like we get to talk about different levels of scholarship opportunities. So scholarships that might be great for undergraduate students, women that are pursuing undergraduate degrees in accounting. But there's also this Laurels program, the Laurels scholarships. And I was really amazed when I learned about the history of the Laurels scholarships. And I know so many of those women that receive those scholarships. And those scholarships are for women pursuing doctoral education in accounting. And so it was great for me to see all the people that I've met through, either obtaining my PhD or, moving forward in my career, and thinking about the people that received those scholarships, and then just thinking how many people they've influenced and how many women they inspired. And I thought that was so exciting to see that part, because there aren't a lot of scholarships available for doctoral students in business and in accounting, and especially for women. So I was super excited about that, but love the mission of helping women pursue undergraduate degrees in accounting to change their lives and have a great, viable profession where they earn a great income and have many opportunities. So I love both sides of the equation with the scholarships.
Sandra, you are the perfect person to ask the next question. What is some advice you would give to applicants that want to seek out and apply for these scholarships?
That's a great question. So as a business school dean, I write a lot of letters of recommendations for scholarship letters all the time. You name it, undergrad, master's degree, doctoral level programs. And one thing that I find is oftentimes people will prepare applications for multiple scholarships at once. And I think that that's great. And I know that it takes time, but I do believe that by taking the time to focus very specifically on the objectives for each scholarship, you're going to have a lot better result. And I know that some of these scholarships, they seem to ask for a lot. I know I have students that'll say, oh, I was going to apply for that scholarship, but it looked like it would take hours. And, and I always tell them, I said, well, if you're very interested in it, you should definitely do that. And the hours that you spend, you'll be articulating your message, articulating your goals, your objectives, those types of things. And the more practice you have doing that, that's great practice for a lot of things. It's a great practice for when you're applying for a job, when you're writing papers, when you're thinking about your career plans. So don't let that stop you. So I think that's one piece of advice: is treat them all different. I understand they take time, but the time is worth it. It's good for you. And even if you apply for scholarships you don't get, I hope that every scholarship application exercise is helpful. And then when you do get to the application stage, be really clear about your plans and your objectives. So for example, for EFWA, why do you want to pursue a career in accounting? What will a career in accounting do for you? And how do you feel that you're well suited for that? And how are you going to be dedicated and moving forward with your plans and your goals? Because our applicants, those that especially that apply for our undergraduate type scholarships, they have a lot on their plate. They're juggling a lot. And it's impressive to see what they juggle. That impresses us. I mean, we see that and we're just like, wow, this person is taking care of all these different aspects of their life, whether it's, family, personal issues, holding a job. I mean, you name it. And being able to say what you're doing, how that fits into your degree plans, and then ultimately, what will achieving this degree do for you? It's exciting to read those. And I know that the committee that reviews these applications, they look at them very carefully. And you know what I love about it is they look at it with an open and full heart. They really want to help. And that's what's great about this foundation, those who evaluate scholarships, and those people that we serve on the board with.
Sandra, what about somebody who's watching this video that is thinking about supporting that mission of the EFWA with their money or their time or their talents? What's some advice you would give for those that want to support the EFWA?
So I think that a lot of times people are interested in supporting foundations or organizations that provide scholarships that have some element of diversity attached to the scholarship. Of course, we have a foundation for women in accounting, and I think that's important. Sometimes organizations will say, oh yeah, we always support women's initiatives, so we're happy to donate. But let's think about it. Let's think about the people that we are funding, the people we are helping achieve their educational goals, and think about how that translates into diversity and inclusion in your own company environment or your organization environment, or with your own personal background. Because we don't just have corporate sponsors and things. We have individual sponsors, people who are in the profession or who believe in the accounting profession and want to fund others that are pursuing those dreams. So I think that's important. But when I think about any initiative that affects women in accounting, I think about the accounting profession as a whole. And yes, we have a good number of women entering the profession, but when you look at the top level of the profession on many dimensions, whether it's, public accounting industry, the percentages of women in leadership roles are low. They're not where they should be. It's fewer than 15% of Fortune 500 CFOs are women, which is shocking, right? And it's been that way for more than a decade. The meter's hardly moved. And so I think about the people who pursue our degree, or our scholarships, the people who pursue our scholarships, they have dreams, they have hopes and dreams. Many of them have had a background in another area before they actually pursued college. They're on a great track, and those can be fantastic future leaders. And I think, sponsoring our scholarships, funding our scholarships, and thinking about it with that in mind, how do we get them through their education program and then be aspiring leaders down the path? And that's where even part of the mentoring that this foundation does really kicks in. Because I can tell you, for one of the women that I've mentored more than ever before, I am just blown away. She's at the top of the chain in her profession now, and as an accountant, and she's doing so well, and she's becoming that leader. I can't wait until I get the phone call that says she's a CFO. And so, we think about diversity, we think about, obviously helping people get their degrees. But when you talk about funding an opportunity for them to help achieve their goal, And then coupling that with mentoring and staying in touch. We stay in touch. We try very hard to stay in touch with our scholarship recipients. And for the most part, I think we're good at that, but we're always looking to be better. And with social media, it gets to be a little better. But looking at them and watching them achieve their goals, go down that leadership path, these are hardworking, dedicated women who apply for these scholarships and who earn these scholarships. So they are so set up for, thinking about that leadership path. And that's where we need to be supporting women. And they need role models. They need role models of other women leaders to inspire them, help them along their way. And by becoming involved with EFWA and by supporting it, you learn about some other different paths that might not look so traditional as someone, starting an accounting program right after high school, going to school for 4 years, achieving their degree, and kind of moving up that way. This program and the opportunities that we offer they cover such a great spectrum of future and inspiring leaders in accounting.
Amen. Amen. Sandra, last question. It happens so fast. Question number 5, which is, what is something that I didn't ask, but I should have asked? And what is your answer to that?
Well, one thing you could have asked is how can more people get involved with this great foundation? How can more people volunteer and be involved? And I'll tell you a really easy way. If you're an accounting professional or you are a supporter of accounting professionals and you have that type of background, we need people to help us review scholarship applications. That's really important. I think that's something that is really rewarding. There can be a very defined time commitment. So you can say, hey, I've got 8 hours. I can help you with scholarship reviews. Our scholarship committee will help you set up your schedule and get you the information that you need to help review the scholarships. So that's one way you can help. Another way you can help is to share information about our scholarships on your social media. Share if you see a notice about it or you go to our website and you see the link to applications, share that on LinkedIn. Share that with people that you know that are pursuing careers in accounting, or if you are involved, if you're a professional that's involved with, say, recruiting on a college campus or something like that, make sure that the campus that you're working with knows about these scholarships. If you have an accounting degree yourself, you're an alum from some organization, right? So share that with the professors at your school to build awareness and help them understand that we have these great opportunities available. And to people who absolutely want to support women's career progression, growth, development, entering the accounting profession, share it with them. Every little bit helps. Every little bit helps. And we have a lot of women that need your help, they're going to receive these degrees. They're going to make a difference, and they will be so grateful for the help they receive. They have been so grateful. They're so wonderful to invest in. And that's what I love about our organization. We invest in the profession in a great way with our scholarship programs and our mentoring and coming together to show our support for supporting and advancing women in accounting.
Well, so true. And Sandra, you didn't just mention it. I think you live it, that generational impact and role model. I think you not only is that available by volunteering in the EFWA, you do it every day. And it's impressive to get to volunteer alongside you. So thank you for doing this interview. And I'm thankful for all that you do for the industry and the accounting profession. So thank you.
Well, thank you. I'm really grateful for all you do. You do so much. Thank you so much. Bye.